But wait, strawberries with teeth? Alright, infirmary clubhouse. I remember everybody's accents at the clubhouse. The infirmary, not so much. Feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined. Thus, approaching the clubhouse, I even forgotten to think about how awkward it must be to look for sugar there. Not really considering it's science. Oh! Shrek and Electronic were enthusiastically building something that looked rather female and a lot like a cat. They were so busy they didn't even notice me. I looked closely. It was some kind of robot. Or at least the body of one. Moreover, this robot was female and had animal ears. And a sharp eye simian. I didn't want to make up theories about the purpose of such a device for luminaries of camp cybernetics. Even though the design looked practically workable, I had my doubts about this robot ever being able to conquer Earth, or at least being able to do anything on its own. But they seemed to be enjoying the process more than the end result itself. And that was something we shared, even though I didn't want to admit it. On the other hand, they weren't afraid of possible failure, criticism, or jokes. They were working towards their goal without paying attention to others. We would call it unrealistic or even absurd. Oh, it looks like I'm truly comparing them to luminaries of the sciences. Hey guys, I greeted them uncertainly. Oh, Simeon, come in. We're always glad to see you. I was actually already inside. You know, I'm sorry for what happened yesterday. I barely remember anything, but, well, never mind, it's okay. And what brings you to our humble abode? Electronic looked at me slyly. Sometimes I feel that he makes such a face when he knows something about the other person, something he can use in a right moment. Sugar. I need sugar. An image from an ancient video game suddenly came into my mind where some kind of unit like a builder or something cried out with all of its 5-pixel stature. Gold! We need more gold! We got it, said Electronic calmly. Why would you want it? I felt that I shouldn't explain to Shrek that they'd want to bake a cake for him. I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I don't know. Olga Dmitrovna told me to get some. Okay, hang on. Electronic disappeared behind the door into the next room. And why do you have sugar here? Why not in the canteen? When the food truck came last time, it was the last thing to unload. And given that our building is the closest one to the entrance, they decided to leave it here to save some effort. That's reasonable, isn't it? The door opened, revealing Electronic hauling a huge bag behind him. I really don't know what the size of the cake will be, but that was obviously too much sugar. Well, thanks, but I don't need it all. But where will we put it? Electronic gave me a surprised look. We don't have a place for it. You asked for sugar, so take it. It seems that previous smile of his wasn't there without a reason. Maybe you'll help me then. It's not that far to carry. We're busy. He pointed his hand at the robot. I gazed at Shrek. He owed me, after all. He hesitated and then looked away in shame. I sighed, took the bag, and headed to the door. Thanks anyway, I said at parting, exerting myself. But I didn't make it too far. Just after a mere 20 meters, I had to put the bag down to have a rest. I had no idea how much it weighed, but it felt like more than 20 kilos. On the one hand, it was just 200 meters to the canteen. On the other hand, even such a distance with this payload on my shoulder, or alternately in my hands, or on my legs, or in my arm, or even on my head, looked impossible for me to cover. And as I resigned myself to move in minor sprints with prolonged pauses between them, so I could get there by night at least, I heard a voice behind me. Maybe I could help you? I saw Lena in front of me. I don't think you can. It was one of those moments when I felt painfully how dramatically I was out of shape. I can bring a handcart. Handcart. Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here, I'll be right back. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her? It's good that Lena isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think. She seemed quite unusual now. With no trace of shyness on her face, and actually the complete opposite. Smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it from Lena. A few minutes later, she came back with a smallish handcart. Okay, it occurs to me now that I'm probably saying her name wrong. It looks like it should be pronounced Lena, but I keep pronouncing it Lena, and I'm sorry. Okay, I put the bag down on it. Thanks. Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. Ah, the Lena we all know is back. So, I'll go then. Yeah, see you. And thank you again. I shouted after her. Sometimes I felt like there were two different people living inside of Lena. The second one, confident and happy, and sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. Or am I making things up again? I thought that it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once, so I headed to Olga Dimitrovna's cabin with the handcart. Last one. I feel like I've visited the infirmary too often recently. But what can I do? That's how things pan out. I sighed and knocked on the door. Come in, the nurse said with a trace of sing-song accent that I fucked up. Good afternoon. Olga Dmitrovna has sent me to get some... I hesitated slightly. Yeast. Ah, sure. She gave me a broad smile. It's just that I don't have any. Pioneer. How so? She said that... Well, I had some, but now there's none left. I didn't even bother asking why she had it in the first place. Why do I get that there's like a sexual innuendo going on here? Nope. Well, don't you worry. You can have some aspirin, for example. That could be of some use to me, actually. Where do I get it, then? I sighed. Take this. She opened the door and pulled out some kind of bottle. I took a closer look. Ostunkins was a well-known brand of cheap beer in USSR. I fucked up all the words. Cheap beer. That. From there. It was that cheap beer. What's the matter? Beer is also a fermented product. She gave me a deep gaze. Nobody will even notice. She had a point, but everything just looked so grotesque to me that I couldn't find anything to say. Are you sure, ma'am? Absolutely. Okay, then. The bottle clearly wouldn't fit into the pocket of my shorts. Oh well, thanks, I mumbled shyly, leaving the infirmary. Well, beer certainly could replace yeast. Even my limited knowledge of chemistry and biology was enough to accept this. But generally walking around with this bottle in my hands looked like a silly idea to me, so I decided to bring it to Olga Dimitrovna's cabin and hide it there. But I had to reach it somehow without anybody noticing the beer. I hid the bottle under my shirt. Oh shit. And everything would have been fine, but Slavia called out to me at the square. Actually, she sprang out from behind me so sudden that I even gave a start. How's it going? What exactly? You'll search for ingredients. Oh, so you know already. Yes, I do. Sally smiled. It's going. You know, it's going alright. I answered, trying not to give away my unrest. And what do you have there? She pointed at the bottle sticking out from under my shirt. Ah, this. She got me. It's nothing. I blushed with a silly giggle. It's time to go. I was almost running, leaving the square with the puzzled Slavia behind. It's great that she's one of those people who don't ask unnecessary questions. But there are people in this camp who like nothing better than to poke their noses into other people's business. Passing the pioneers' camp, I stumbled upon Olyana. What are you hiding there? She gave me one of her cheeky looks. I thought there was no point in denying anything, so I replied in a provocative manner. It is none of your business. I'm a cipher officer bearing a message to headquarters. That's certainly a big message. I was carrying the bottle at waist height, so I was slightly embarrassed. Oh. You want some help? I'll deal with it on my own. I walked past her confidently and proceeded on my way. To my surprise, she didn't say anything, nor try to pursue me. There was nobody at All Good to be trapped in his cabin, so I successfully managed to stuff the bottle into my bag. Once I got outside, I sighed with relief. Really, I couldn't believe that I would ever worry that much about just a single bottle of beer. Like I was back in high school. It's a good thing it's safe now. Even if somebody finds it, I'll claim that it's not mine. I could always think up a suitable excuse from my enormous experience. Finally, it seems that everything had been collected. I took the handcart with sugar outside and put the sack with the flour in it, followed by the 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between. And the beer was hidden under my shirt, just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry, as cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy lying down, closing my eyes, and getting a decent sleep, but I just couldn't let Olga be tracking it down. Indeed, after all the trouble I've gone to, I even felt personally responsible for the success that... I cannot pronounce that word. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd gone to, I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event. Coming to the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart was that heavy. It ran smoothly without any noticeable effort required. It was just that any physical exertion caused pain to me now, both physical and mental one. I sat down on the bench and closed my eyes for a moment. What's that? I didn't really give a damn who it was. Probably just a fellow pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? I asked her tiredly. She didn't reply. Those are the ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. What, you've never tried cake? I don't know. Obviously, the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at that moment. I really wasn't interested in the conversation. I was so tired that I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down to the canteen later and have a bite. Really? Really. And what are they made of? What? I asked indifferently. These cakes. Well, some flour, some sugar, various fillings. That's a strange question. Doesn't she know what cakes are made of? And you have it all here? I get the feeling that this is the cat lady that I have not yet met, even though it's like really close to the end. Yeah, sort of. And sugar? And sugar. Could you lend me a little? What for? I thought it was over the top. A sudden gust of wind made me grab the card instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. Am I daydreaming? I noticed, though, that the sugar sack was untied, and a small heap of it had poured out. Could it be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder dinner was still an hour away. I brought the handcart to the rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them, as she gave me such an unpleasant look. I'm not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seems she had to hurry. I just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder. Hey! Miki was standing before me. Yeah. I didn't need a mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face. Oh, excuse me, I must have interrupted you. No problem, I was just sitting here. Ah, alright then. Miki beamed with a smile. I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and it appeared to me that it's too early, but I decided to check just in case. Maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clocks can be mistaken. It's just that I misread it. She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. It's still about half an hour before dinner. Oh, that's great. Then I'll sit here and wait with you if you don't mind. Frankly speaking, I do mind. You know, I have some matters to attend to. I stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye, ignoring Miku as I always did, while she screamed something after me. Wow, you are a dick to Miku. I don't appreciate that. Oh my gosh, she's noticed.